Hey guys!
Welcome to another episode of
Wine and Spirits.
Woo!
So today we are doing things different. We're gonna try one more cheese, but then we also have dessert.
Yes. And we're starting off with what? What are we drinking?
Josephine. It's a 2020 cab from the south of France. Yeah. Let's see.
Smells good. Smells good.
Cheers. Birch.
What? Birch? Wait, is that a new way to cheers? Sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't even get drinking yet. Hold on.
It is. Sorry.
Well, I got to add that to my lingo now. Birch.
I don't know what made me say that.
Maybe that's what you're tasting. Hints of birch instead of oak in there. This is pretty good, though. I like it.
Look at the legs. It's like the trunk of birch trees.
Just add it there. This is going to taste really good, though, with the dessert.
It is. It's really velvety. Fruity.
Fruity.
And smooth.
Ooh, that's good. Mm-hmm. I like the initial and the finish. Usually it's one or the other for me. Like either the initial taste is really good or the finish is really good. But this one has both.
Oh, it has a touch of spice.
Oh.
Complex and velvety. Look. Just kidding. I read it before. It offers intense red fruit aromas.
Yeah.
It does. It is really good. Did I show it already?
Where did you get that one from?
Trader Joe's.
Oh, yeah.
I think I already showed it. Did I?
I don't know.
We're going to show it again.
We're showing it. Josephine. Very good. Boop.
Reminds me of that song, Jolene.
Oh, gosh. That was funny. But I think the cheese was the Havarti mild and buttery, was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the original.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay. I don't know. I haven't tried it. Or have I tried it? Have we tried it before?
We've had Havarti. I don't think we've done like just the plain Jane of them.
Oh, that's not as buttery as that one cheese you had. That not brie, but it's like a brie.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
That was so good.
I'm not going to use a cracker for it.
Yeah, me either.
It almost tastes like that one.
It does, but not as creamy, but it does.
It's creamy. It has that like brie, but not brie
like
flavor.
I like it.
That's good.
It's weird because what is that supposed to be? Because it almost tastes like a little bit like a mozzarella.
Kinda, huh?
A little bit. That was good. And our dessert is a custard of some type. For some reason, whenever I go to the bakery at Hy-Vee, they never know what the name of the dessert is or what's in it. And
Which is really weird.
Well, you should probably know that for people who have food allergies, but we're going to try it and we'll let you know.
Which one are you trying first?
I'm going to try the blackberry one.
Okay.
See what this is. I think it's just a... Yeah. Tastes like a custard. But it tastes like lemony. I think it tastes lemon in there. Do you?
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good.
Ooh, lemon and blackberry.
Mm-hmm.
Get on my spoon.
Get in my belly. Taking a big bite.
That was really big.
That's what she said.
I really like, oh yeah.
You taste the lemon?
I
That's
really
good.
like this one.
That's really good.
It's a very summery and light.
Mm-hmm. Fluffy. That's what I was
Fluffy.
going to say.
It's so fluffy.
It's so fluffy, I could die.
You knew what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm trying the other one. It's got coconut. I think those are coconut shavings on there. I don't know what that is. Wait. Is that like... I can't tell what that is.
Get away.
Another custard of some type, but it's like... It's so weird.
It tastes a little chocolatey though.
Yeah.
But like a hint?
Yeah, I can't tell. It's like kind of like God, the consistency of it reminds me of quiche, but it's not quiche flavored.
I don't like this one.
It's
very
weird.
much.
There's no. I'm good with that.
I like
It's weird.
this one,
There's
though.
like no.
I'll take a raspberry from my lemon one though.
And I'm assuming this outer layer is chocolate.
Right?
I don't know about
Oh.
this, but this
Oh, I get. Maybe that's why it tastes chocolate.
could be.
It's soaking up the flavor.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. Well, you can get it at Hy-Vee, folks, along with the cheeses. Do it.
Oh,
There you go.
got it.
Probably tastes better with the chocolate, huh?
Tastes the same.
No flavor.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
It's like, it's weird. I can't even describe what it...
But this lemon one, delicious. I really like that. Actually, that would be. I wish they put more blackberry or like blueberries with it.
Yeah,
It would taste really good. More fruit.
that one's definitely better.
Agreed.
Well,
Do I step
probably
on
get
it?
to it.
I feel like I have white stuff all over my mouth.
Oh. Ooh, there's a joke in there. I'm not going to do it. Not going there. Anyway, we are going to talk about, it's going to be a two-parter because there's so much activity that happens in our homes. So I'll let you go first, but we're going to kind of talk about what's been going on. I mean, it's hard to narrow it down. That's why we have to put it into 2 parts, 2 episodes, because there's just so much crap that happens on a regular basis.
It is real. And honestly, since starting this podcast and recording here, I feel like the things that have been happening here are just like all the fucking goddamn
Yeah.
time. So, okay. So I have one
Oh, go ahead.
where so I work from home. I have my computer set up in my office. Mm-hmm. They've been totally fine, right? So this morning I wake up and I walk. So the way our house is kind of situated, it's our bedroom, and then my office is like right across.
Yep.
So I'm walking past our office and my office, and I look in there. I'm like, Bill doesn't work in there. But so I look in there, and all of a sudden my computer screen is tilted all the way down.
Like laptop or like...
Nope, it's my monitor.
Oh, it's a monitor.
Mhm, it's a big one.
Weird.
I have not had issues with that ever. It's been like secured, and I'm not sure. I don't know, but like I heard a noise in there the other day, and I didn't think much of it. Looked in there, everything was fine. So I've been hearing things, but not like, I don't know. But I looked in there, and my monitor is completely face down,
Weird.
and I'm not really sure what's happening. But sorry, my kid is sitting here staring. Hi, Bug. But no, I've been hearing way more things than normal. I've been seeing shadows.
In the daytime or nighttime or
Both.
Both? Wow.
But it's been like nothing really significant though. Like I can't, like there's not something I can just like pinpoint, but
Right.
little things are just constantly happening. It's very weird.
Kind of like when you were telling about the voice that you heard in your ear.
Oh my God.
That was loud.
Dude,
I can't believe how loud you're describing it. I mean, it was so, the way you describe it, I could almost hear it. Yeah,
and
I could almost hear it.
And a lot of things I forget. That one, not so much. It was, I don't know, crazy. But
And that's happened too to us before where I've heard something, and he thought it was me talking, and I was like, no, it wasn't me. I'm up
Not
here.
me.
I'm upstairs. And he's heard it clearly, like in the kitchen or the
Yeah.
living room or something like that. Or they will both be asleep, and I'll hear someone talking, or like I'll hear Gio's voice, and I'll like look at the monitor, and he's sleeping. Or I'll hear like that. And so I'm like, okay, is he talking in his sleep? Nope. He's completely silent. Or like I'll hear, and now I've been hearing it every once in a while, like phantom stuff from when our dogs were here.
Yeah.
Like I'll hear like Ibo has this weird little like sneeze sniff thing that he would do. I'll hear that. I'll hear the scratching that he used to do when he had his collar on, and he'd do the and the sound that it would shake.
Yep.
I'll hear that. Then I'll also hear when we had their kennels in the kitchen and they were adjusting their blanket to get comfortable.
Yep,
I'll hear
I know
the
exact that.
and the turning around and stuff. So I'll hear that stuff too.
And my son sees our dead cat often, like a lot.
Like just the shadow of it, or hear it?
No, he
Too?
sees her. Like, sees
Oh.
her. Like, I saw Gracie. I heard Gracie, like, and she's been gone 2 years now. And
Same thing with Ipo and Zuma. It's been 2 years. It will be exactly 2 years in November.
isn't that weird with pets? I don't think a lot of people think about the pets that are left behind, or. And our rat just died. Our last one, Suki, so we had to put Mary to sleep. Mary had big tumors, and
Yeah,
so we
I
put her to
remember
sleep.
that.
And then poor Suki, I walked in there October 1st, and I was like, Suki, but it's in
that's so sad.
her cage was in my office,
Yeah.
so I'm kind of like, all these things are happening now.
Oh.
in there. But it's a rat. I don't really know, but.
Well,
Either
I don't
way.
know. I mean, I feel like because you already had activity going on before that it might be something else.
No, for sure. But
Have you had any more visits from Top Hat Guy?
besides that voice, which I
Might have been
probably
him.
going to assume that was him.
Yeah.
Not that I know of. I do see shadows downstairs.
Down there? Okay.
So, like, if I'm sitting up here and then, like, watching TV or whatever, and, like, the corner of my eye, I'm just like, the fuck just passed?
Yep.
What was that?
That's what happened that one episode. I don't even remember what we were talking about when I saw something, like, run across. It could have been your cat.
I think yeah.
But no, not like living cat. It could have been Gracie.
Oh, Gracie.
It wasn't a living thing. It was black and it was quick. But the thing is it was like child height. So I don't know. It was like, if you look at that, it was halfway up. You see where the door handle is on the door?
Yeah.
It was halfway up right there.
Oh, so it was like a child. Okay.
That was so
so
random.
guys, it's a really beautiful day outside
It is
right now.
October.
And it's a beautiful outside, which is weird. It should
And
be
still
cold.
4th of July.
But we have all our windows open, so if you hear dogs barking, random cars, or apparently fireworks, 'cause people have leftover fireworks from July, I'm not really sure. That's why, because we just wanted our window open.
That was so weird, though. When it first started, I thought it was like a fire truck at first until I heard the explosion.
Right?
I was like, oh, okay, we're doing that. Your neighbors over there are having a very big party.
Oh, actually, that's probably where that's coming from. I think it might be a funeral.
Yeah. Well, and then I feel bad.
Well, I saw everybody earlier, like cars just lined up and down the streets.
There was a bunch of cars.
They were all wearing black. So I'm thinking it might have been like a, the funeral
like
after.
the kind of the reception afterwards.
Yeah, that's my thinking anyways. I don't know. Because they were all in black.
I don't know. Well, it must be a different kind of funeral because they were lighting off fireworks.
Oh, here goes.
I don't know. Maybe it's
A
not.
celebration of life.
Yeah, I was
don't
just
know.
going to say, maybe it's a celebration of life because normally
Right.
you don't light off fireworks, but lanterns, yeah, maybe you let those go, but.
Okay, I have a question. Sorry, this is like totally.
Oh.
Have you ever walked into your house and like all your kitchen drawers, cupboards been
No,
wide open.
I wish that would have happened. Sometimes I'll hear.
You wish it would?
Well, yeah, so that I know that
Girl.
I'm not crazy. Because sometimes I'll hear the cupboard slam and no one's there. Like it's just me alone in the house. Like and we have a neighbor next door that slams her cupboards, but how loud it was definitely inside our house.
Okay.
And of course, because of the way that our camera is angled into the dining room,
Yeah.
you can't see if anything opens or closes.
You need to fix that angle.
We just need one in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's just because so speaking of kind of piggybacking into our current home and the hauntings we have so much stuff that happens, and we've had people come in and investigate, and sorry, Jerry, they kind of made jokes about it, like, oh, it's a flying booger and blah, blah, blah. I know the difference between an orb and dust, and this is not dust.
Yeah.
It's like one of the orbs that we had that kind of disturbed our motion sensor. That's cool. That disturbs our motion sensor. We were up, I think I told you about, we were up in Duluth. And it set off our sensor, and it was so bright and so thick, and it
That's
floated.
right. And you showed it, and it had like a path.
Yeah. And we've had that happen many times, especially starting when Gio was a baby. It's really attached to him for some reason, and now that he can talk, he tells us when he sees stuff. Like one time, I think I told you about it, I was laying in the bed with him, because he's like, oh, lay with me, and I'm like, okay. And then I thought it was a fan. I heard this like click, the sound. I told you, I think I brought this up, but in Insidious, remember when the weird little red guy was coming up behind and it made that crackling sound? That's what I heard. And I had my back towards the door, so I'm laying on Gio's bed. He's laying right there, and his eyes are wide open like this. And I said, go, close your eyes, baby. It's time to go sleep. He's like, you hear that? And I was like, oh, yeah, baby, it's okay. It's just a fan. He's like, no, that means he's here.
Oh, I
I'm
just
like,
got the
and so I'm like,
goosebumps.
who's here, buddy? And he's like, yeah, he usually is up in the corner. And I was like, okay. I'm like, I don't want to look. I'm like, I do not want to look. I'm like, just close your eyes, buddy. It's okay. I'm like, mommy's here. I'm like, I'll watch you. But then all of a sudden, because I was laying and I just had my pajama bottoms on and a sports bra.
Yeah.
So my back was out. All of a sudden, I felt this like ice cold going down my back. I'm like, I'm not looking. I'm not looking. I'm not
Go
looking.
away.
Go away. But I didn't want to look.
That's creepy.
But it happened to me, this was a couple nights ago. We keep our door open so we can get some kind of airflow.
Right.
And I'm kind of like half asleep, awake, and I'm looking out at our balcony. And we have the Nest. It's a carbon monoxide detector, smoke detector.
Okay.
But when you walk past it, it's motion sensor. So the little, it looks like the ring from the movie.
Oh.
Comes on and it lights it up. I saw it twice come on, and so I'm looking. So then I look at the camera to see if Gio's up, and I'm like, okay, he's not up. I'm like, what's setting that off? But then it would get bright again, and so I'm like looking out there, and I kind of see a little shadow. I'm like, okay, I'm closing my eyes, so I shut my eyes. Then I like open one eye. The bathroom light is always dim at like 5%, and all of a sudden I see the light brighten, like someone went in there. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, Casper got up and went to the bathroom, and I had my eyes closed. And then the lights go dim again. Well, then I'm like, okay, he's not coming out. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing in there? Look over my shoulder, and he's still laying in the bed. So I'm like,
What is happening?
oh, I'm like, I just want to sleep. And so I flip over, I'm facing him.
Yeah.
And my back's out again, and I feel this on my back, but cold. Like go down my spine, and I'm like, I take the blanket, and I'm like, wrapping up, and I'm like closing my eyes, willing myself asleep. But if you wonder why I have dark circles, that's why. It's like they do not want me to sleep. I swear, something always happens. And the reason why that one night I was up so late is because Gio randomly just started coughing out of nowhere. So I brought him water. He was like, just lay with me, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, then I'm going back. And then that's when all that stuff started happening. So I literally got like maybe an hour and a half of sleep. But this is what happens in our house. So rewind to the beginning when stuff started happening. Like I said before to you guys, Casper did not believe anything I was saying. He thought I was crazy. I kept bugging him when he was on work trips. I'm like, the freaking front door just unlocked and opened by itself. I felt crazy because I had a chair underneath the door, and this is pre-Geo.
Yeah.
And I was by myself. And so I had the dogs. The dogs slept with me every night.
Yep.
And I even have a video. I'm going to try to find it for part 2 of the dogs sitting at the end of the bed, their ears up, and they're growling and looking out into the loft. At what? I don't know, because at that time I couldn't see anything.
Right.
So that happened, freaked me out. A couple of times, or one time, I came home, I think, from work, and all of my, I was going to go do laundry, and I was like, where's my laundry? I'm like, I know I didn't do it or anything. So all my dirty clothes that I had sometimes I'll put them in piles of what I'm going to wash first. All my dirty clothes that I had on the ground were in my drawer. And so
What?
I thought, okay, maybe
Wait, is this pre-Geo?
this is pre-Geo. And I was like, I thought maybe Casper was trying to be nice and put my clothes away. And I was like, I'm like, you put dirty clothes back in the drawer. He's like, I didn't touch it. Randomly, my dirty clothes were in my drawer. So then another thing that happened was I had, I still have them. I found them finally. But I had like a cross necklace that my sister had given me. I had one that actually his rabbi had given me. Then I had 2 Bibles, a children's Bible that I got when I was very young. Just a bunch of like kind of like religious artifacts that I had collected over the years. And I didn't even realize they were gone. Didn't know they were gone or anything. I was going to go do laundry, and I had talked to him. One thing I knew that was gone because I was going to pass it down to Geo was my children's Bible. And I was like, I had asked Casper, I'm like, do you know where this went? Do you know where this went? I can't find this. I can't find that. And he's like, no, I don't know. I'm like, your rabbi gave us this. I'm like, do you know where that went? I was going to frame it. He's like, I don't know where it is. Fast forward, I think, like a week. I'm like, I couldn't find it. I'm going to do my laundry. And had I not pulled stuff out and just dumped it in like I normally did, I wouldn't have seen all my crosses, my Bible, stuff like that were in my laundry bin. So then I naturally asked him, I'm like, did you dump everything in there? Were you mad at me or what's going on? Nope, he didn't do it.
Did Geo do it?
Nope, Geo didn't do it. I think this was pre-Geo.
Oh.
Yeah. So this was right after we got married. This was like in 2012 actually. And it was creepy. I can't even explain it. Then
Okay, wait, but what made you, because it was pre-Geo, so normally you toss your clothes in.
Normally
I
toss.
What made you at that point be like, no, do you want to, like...
Well, because
You know what I mean?
because I noticed that I had mixed in some whites. And I was like, I'm like, that shirt, that might bleed on that shirt. So I actually was taking it out because I was going to separate the whites out. So when I went to take a handful out to throw it in there to grab some of the whites, I saw something shiny. And I'm like, what is that? So I just took the whole thing and dumped it out.
That's weird.
And all of my stuff was at the bottom. Like all my crosses. I actually had...
Could you have been sleepwalking and you didn't know it? And that is something you were looking for? And then in your
that could have been the thing too.
Threw them in there?
I don't know.
But what caused you to do that?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Well, and
that
the
could
weird
be
thing
so
is,
many different things.
The weird thing is looking back, and now who knows when it happened, but looking back at the video, because the video, I think at that time before we upgraded, could go back 10 days. I didn't see anything on the loft camera of me, if it was me, bringing it and putting it in the laundry bin. So I have no idea how it got in there. Yeah, it is. It's very creepy.
Huh.
I don't like it. But, I mean, it's nonstop stuff. Like, another thing that happened, too, is I think it was Casper's mom gave him some pictures. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'll take a few of these, blah, blah, blah. We put them up in certain spots. And I think he got it or they were his Nona's pictures. But his, like, I think I told you about it. It's kind of like an OG thing. His Nona was a little bit racist, just a little bit, or a lot of bit. I don't know. I didn't get to meet her, so I'm sure she would have loved me. But
how could you not?
I think she would have loved me. But so apparently, his uncle, when he was saying goodbye to her because she was dying, He said that when he was sitting on her bed right before she passed, this black thing rushed at him, and he got scared, and he kind of got teary-eyed and stuff. Like, it was like, I don't know, he said it felt evil. And so I didn't want to hear that because we had stuff happening around where we placed the pictures, like bad stuff happening to me.
Really?
Kind of like paranormal stuff happening. And I'm trying to remember what happened in the laundry room, and I cannot remember. But everywhere that we placed the pictures, there would be either something, would hear phantom sounds, knocking, something would be removed, something would be placed somewhere else.
Have you taken those pictures down?
Yes, so he took them down without my knowledge. He didn't tell me when he was doing it. He just got rid of them, and in those areas, it all stopped. But it wasn't just light stuff like poltergeist stuff. This was like dark, negative stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I was having very violent dreams. One of my dreams, which I still felt like I was awake, Casper was sleeping in the bed, and I happened to look up, and I told you about that one. My top hat guy, when he did the Michael Jackson lean over.
Oh God, yes.
But he was looking at me. Yeah. So that was creepy. I had dreams of wanting to harm him, but it was like...
That reminds me of the Haunting of Hill House where the dad woke up and his wife was on top of him with a screwdriver or something, and like he's like, "What the fuck?" And she's like,
right?
"Wait, I don't. What's happening?"
Yeah,
that's so weird.
That's how it was. It was very creepy like that.
Oh, okay. So my son just decided. So he texted something out for us, and we were house hunting with my mom when they were looking for a house, and we were going through the house, and then through one hallway there was an upside down cross. And did that scare you, Bug?
Like purposely, or
I don't know.
Did it fall?
Oh, a staircase. It was at but
did it fall?
Yeah, did you see it fall? No. But an upside down cross in a house when they're showing probably wasn't on purpose, is kind of my guess, because that would...
Something didn't want...
I mean, crosses in general, I would just be like, meh. But like upside down, I doubt for showing a realtor is going to be like, yeah, keep that.
I'm thinking that whatever is in the house didn't want them to sell the house. And
yeah,
that's
there's no real...
That's
you
a
can
deterrent.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But you're right, a deterrent. Like, no realtor is going to be like, yeah, leave that upside down.
Mm-hmm. It's
a good omen right there.
And sometimes realtors might remove it just because they didn't want it to be like kind of plain and neutral to attract all types of buyers, because you don't want to discourage a buyer that's not maybe religious. So you kind of make it like a neutral setting.
Well, now I'm trying to think of what house it was. Was it the one in the middle of nowhere, kind of? Because there was one house in particular that we went and looked at, and like it was a beautiful location. It was in Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like it was up a big hill, but it just felt dark, and I can't explain it. And I'm wondering if that was the house, because I don't remember an upside down cross, but my son definitely does. So my mom has a lot of crosses around her house, or she used to collect them. And she used to have them in her staircase. Mm-hmm. Like her whole staircase going down was all crosses.
Jeez. Trying to keep something out.
Oh. Yeah, but I was like...
I don't know. I mean, all the stuff that would happen. Oh, and also... So, I mean, we had a ton of stuff happening before we had Gio, before he even came. So he got rid of those... Mm-hmm. Paintings, because I was having such violent dreams. It was scaring me. He was having bad sleep paralysis where he was crying.
Gio?
No, Casper. And trying to get my attention.
About you.
Yeah, he's trying to get my attention, but I didn't hear him. It was like he was trying to nudge me, wake me up, make sounds, and he couldn't. And then I would just naturally wake up. Like, you know how you get a feeling that something's wrong?
Did Casper get sleep paralysis before that house? Ever?
No.
very weird.
And I feel like there's still something there. But like I was saying, we had a paranormal team come in to investigate. They didn't get much. And honestly, I feel like they didn't get much because Gio wasn't there. I feel like a lot of it's
Which is crazy.
too kicked up when he's there.
Because when I first walked into your guys' house, and I know I've said it before, it is just, you can feel the energy
Well, you pointed to
around.
2 hot spots, and we hadn't even told you anything yet. So, like when you were looking. But
Yeah,
that's
that
what I
creeps me
mean.
out.
And his friend Jimmy came in like the night, I think it was his birthday, and we had people come over afterwards and stay the night and stuff like that. And his friend Jimmy, who's sensitive too, went to one of the rooms. I'm not going to say which one, but because I'll save that for part 2. But he went to one of the rooms and he said, "I don't like this room. This is not a good room." He's like, "This is really bad."
Weird.
Sam makes fun of me. She's like, "I see how it is. You put him in the haunted room." I'm like,
Put them in the hot spot. It's fine.
We didn't have a choice.
Well,
But yeah,
a couple years ago, Leslie at night had heard a little girl's voice coming from under his bed.
It wasn't at night.
Oh, he speaks. It was during the day. Heard a little girl's voice coming from under the bed, which is weird because also I've mentioned a little girl that has been around me since I was a child.
same here. I wonder I wonder if there's a significance or if it's an actual real little girl or if it's something
Demonic.
imitating.
Or yes, that creeps me out too though.
Because that's what I always think about.
Worse.
Because like something was talking to Gio, which, like I said, I'll find those videos for part 2. But like he would randomly in the middle of the night would pop up. You'd see him talking, or his pacifier would be laying next to him. He'd be all the way over here, and you'd see his pacifier moving in the video. And I mean, it kicked up a lot. I mean, the negative dreams went away once he got rid of the paintings, but the activity was still there.
That's so interesting.
And I felt like it would kind of like get Gio worked up. It would activate stuff. So
Yeah, and so when we were living in Japan, and I think maybe I shouldn't drink so much wine. Just kidding. I will not do that. But in Japan, like we were. Did I tell you about Leslie talking to somebody?
yep, but I don't think you told the whole story.
So he was in his room was the tatami room, which is a Japanese prayer room. We had mats down because you should not be walking on it
Right.
barefoot unless you're going to pray. So we had it covered, completely covered always. He was in his room sitting at his little table and just having a conversation, and I'm like, "Bug, who are you talking to?" "The little boy," and points, and I'm like, "Huh." All right, then. I'm gonna let you continue to do that. But then I told you they had right behind our house, they had dug up all the bones of the women and children that were buried at a castle that was behind our house. So he's also heard, and now I need to get him to like actually tell me all the stories.
And also, didn't you say that Bill saw someone in his car?
Yeah, a little boy.
boy.
A little boy. It might
wonder-
have been the same one, actually.
I was going to say, I wonder if it was the same one.
Yeah. Actually, now that you say that, that's really weird. And then we heard foot stomps really loud. And Bill was gone a lot, so it was just me and Leslie. In a foreign country, mind you.
Right.
Anytime I was awake, most of our family was back home sleeping. So it's not like I could be like, "I gotta call somebody, get over
Right.
here right now." No, not
that's
how
gotta
that
be
worked.
hard.
So like at night, the nights Bill was gone, a lot of times I just heard footsteps just walking around the house. Like it was consistent. Super weird, just constant. But it got to a point where it wasn't scary. Like I kind of just expected it.
Right.
But then after, Leslie never really slept in his room. He slept walk when he did sleep in there.
Oh.
He'd walk
Oh,
out.
I got to tell you about something about that, too.
Bill and I were watching a movie, and all of a sudden he walks out of his room and just starts circling our couch, and he's 3 years old at this point, not old, which started doing laps and then would walk to bed and fall back asleep.
Oh, wow.
It was creepy. But then, so he got freaked out in that room and then ended up sleeping. We put his toddler bed in our room. Mm-hmm. The rest of the years we lived there, that's where he slept because it was just
Too much.
too much, and he could not sleep. It was so weird.
That's what I felt like what was happening with Gio, because like something would always wake him up.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Give me that. I can't read it. My eyes are bad. All right. So once when he was living in Japan, he had a realistic dream about him waking up and going to the living room, and there was a white head on a plate with sharp teeth that told me it would eat me if I went to your guys' room.
Oh.
I think that was just a nightmare, honey.
Or it could have. You never know.
I know. Don't go into that room.
Well, that's what I feel like when he tells me that he sees something or he heard something.
Well, that's
or
crazy.
whatever.
You remember that because you were so young.
But
You're a
that's what I
baby.
mean. Maybe it really did happen. Because usually stuff that it's so realistic, it sticks in our brain more than something that's just a passing dream.
Yeah.
But yeah,
crazy.
one last thing I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to save the rest until part 2, is apparently, and I don't remember, because obviously I was out of it, there'd be period of times where I would just, again, like college, stop and pause and stare off. Well, one of the times that I was staring off, and I think we might have it on video, I'm not 100% sure if he recorded it or not. I know that Casper did witness it, sorry. Red wine, blah, 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 blah. But I was actually standing there staring off. I don't know if he was saying my name or like, hey, like, you know.
Oh, like your ex-boyfriend just saw you staring off into
not
space.
saying anything, but I guess Aibo never barks at me. When he first met me, barked once. He barks at everyone else. Barked once, but he's like inseparable with me, or he was. I miss him so much. So I guess when I was standing there, it was almost like he didn't recognize me. He was sitting there growling and barking at me. And I don't know. I'm not 100% sure if we have a video of that or not, but it's happened like a few times.
Yeah.
Or and I don't remember. Like it's kind of like a space and time that I don't remember. So I don't know.
Didn't you have that happen a lot when you were pregnant too? I thought.
No. It never happened when I was pregnant.
Else. Okay.
But Abel was very protective though when I was pregnant. He was like always hovering over my belly, always hovering by me, probably protecting me from whatever was trying to possess me. I don't know. Could be. But
Yep.
you're going to have to wait again for another episode, part 2. And we'll talk about some more. And then we'll also have some more videos. Did you have any other? I can't remember if you had anything, or were you saving it for part 2?
Yeah. We'll wait.
We're waiting. Because, there's some videos. I have some more stories about what's going on in our house. We have so much activity, you guys, that it's just hard. I'm trying to condense it so that it's not too long, but I do have some videos that I want you to see.
I'm excited to see it.
That you guys are going to be like, what's going on? And we'll try to enhance the audio. I don't know if we can on those. Some of them are kind of faint. You have to like listen. But God, we've had so much stuff. And we've had friends that have had experiences, which I think I asked Sam if she would come on and tell her experiences, what she had when they slept over at our house. It was pretty exciting.
Sam, come on.
It was nice to have other people experience stuff other than us so that we don't feel crazy.
Well, I rest assured, even just sitting in your house gives me kind of, not EBGBs, but definitely
you're like,
the shit happening.
There's something going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, we'll do it on part 2. Again, if you like the content that you're seeing, like, subscribe, and share, please. We've got more stuff coming up. So we'll do a part 2 of this, but also be looking out for our Halloween episode. It's going to be really interesting.
Super excited about it.
It's going to be packed full of lots of stuff. I'm so excited.
And our costumes. We're having a Halloween party, and it's zombie themed. So we will
Yeah.
be decked out.
Yep.
So, it'll be fun.
Completely decked out. You know how I roll.
God, I'm
But
so
it's going to be fun. So look for that.
Mm-hmm.
And
We'll see you on the other side, bitches.